Hi, my name is Jesse Kaiser, and the question I chose was when you look at Canada today, are there any problems or issues you would like to seek to improve to help build a better future for generations to come? This was an easy decision to make because this is something I do regularly. I'm constantly using my social media platforms, going to protests, and using my voice as female captain on my school student council to speak out about injustices in our society today. I want to put a stop to the narrative that we should be spreading equality when in reality we should be spreading equity. To explain my reasoning, I want to give you an analogy. So let's say you're at a concert and there's a really tall person who can already see the stage perfectly and a short person who can't see the stage at all. Using equality, we'd be giving them both the same stool of the same height. The tall person can still see perfectly and the short person still can't. We need to be using equity because we should be giving the tall person no stool and the short person a stool high enough so that they can see. My goal would be to implement equity surveys in all workplaces and school boards to put an end to systemic discrimination in Canada. This is already a voluntary decision communities are able to make, but I would want to make it mandatory. During my application process at Queen's University, there was an equity survey that was available to fill out for those in the LGBTQ+ community, such as myself, BIPOC individuals, and those with disabilities. This is the start to ending the vicious cycle of our society that keeps minorities in lower-income areas from succeeding in life. It is statistically proven that lower-income areas hold a large population of BIPOC individuals, which is important in what I say next. The struggle that this brings them includes, but is not limited to, over-policing and not receiving the funds children and adults need to succeed. An example of this is tutoring. I know it may seem small, but it is crucial. I go to a school outside of my neighborhood in a higher class area because it was the only school close enough to me that had the French immersion program that I'm in. The majority of my peers who live in this area had a tutor for any class they were struggling in. My family struggled to pay for my tutoring, which I finally received to keep up with my class in grade 11. Students in lower income areas are put at a disadvantage solely based off how much money their household has. This is when it becomes more difficult to get into universities or colleges and to receive academic scholarships, which you see they're the ones really in need of them. Implementing equity surveys would force businesses and schools to be giving a fair chance to all students and adults regardless of their class, race, gender, sexuality, and more. Our society has been built to have certain individuals succeed and leave the others in the dark, and this needs to change. The equity survey may seem small, but it is the first step in breaking this vicious cycle. This would be one of my goals alongside using my future education to become a lawyer to fight for those who may not have a voice, to end injustices in our society, and to change the pattern in how the world works today, primarily against minorities. Thank you for your consideration.